Zog Zog Nom Noms. It's War Chief Armstrong here from Mordheim Miniatures, and I don't know whether you heard about the city of Mordheim. There was a great catastrophe there that can bring us great wealth and power. Me and my comrades, we went in a search of Weirdstone into the ruins of Mordheim. But first, we need to assemble our warband. It's not only gonna include orcs, it's gonna include some filthy grots. And maybe even, some very powerful ogre. They are always hungry, but they are so powerful. But yeah, let's get into the barracks and draw our best of the squishiest. And let's go to Mordheim. And here I have those boys and the knob and the troll prepared, So I decided to go with a very easy loadout for everyone. It's gonna be 2 swords and a bow. The bow, orcs are not that great at shooting, but it's kind of a good option. I have a troll as an expansion to my warband because a troll is a handy creature, never dies in the after combat, so it's a good one. And I actually using a 40k knob as a group leader, just because he's bigger, chunkier, and I don't have one of those modern, uruk, whatever they are called, So, yep, let's get started on this. So first thing, we need to get rid of that shuta. The fantasy orcs do not use shutas. So let's just clip it out and make sure that roughly that handle gonna look like it's supposed to be sitting with a sword. And we're gonna get rid of that knobbly knob in here to make space for the proper sword arm, And I, completely honest, I have no clue where I'm gonna source the bows from. But we're gonna use one of those sword arms that you can see in here in spade. Just looking for maybe something more interesting than just the completely bent one, but the straight one is actually for the other side. So yeah, we're gonna just use one of those. Nope, I don't like this. The other side. Yeah, those one on this side of the body just kind of looks silly altogether. What I'm gonna do as well, let's just get rid of that grenade because it is too modern. We're gonna leave the helmet spike because I like it, but just let me just shorten that knob in here. And now let me just take a plastic glue and just glue it so it's not gonna go anywhere. There we go. I can leave that handle in here, really doesn't gonna make a difference with the clutter. And with Mordheim, I think that if I'm gonna be playing games, I'm gonna be converting the miniatures to show the injuries and stuff like that. So it's never gonna really stay exactly the same as it is. So let's just take this one, put it like that. You're gonna look a little less silly with standing on, like on the order, whatever, with his arm. So let's put this like that, and then we need to grab that's actually the other side. I'm just gonna grab another one and just put it in his other hand. So in here I cannot really do the snippers cutting, so I have to use my exacto and be fairly... I could hear a crack in it, so I'm assuming that there is a bit of exacto stock inside. Fairly gentle with myself because I don't want to lose my fingers. And I'm just wondering if cutting out the wrist wouldn't be a better idea. Just, you know, wrist here, wrist here. Actually, that might be actually a good idea. Let's try doing that. So yep, and then I can get rid of this. Yep. Let me guess, I cut out the wrong hand. Yes. Yeah, because yeah, I remember why I did that. I just wanted the sword first. Yeah, that was stupid. So that's the correct hand. Let's try again. Yeah, mistakes has been made. We cannot really cry about them too much. And this is very bad surface. So clean this up. Clean this cut up. Plastic glue. And we have one of the goofiest warband leader created up to the date. Yeah, I still need to figure out the bow for his back. I simply don't have one at this moment, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Then we have our next lovely chap here. His name probably gonna be Smiley, just because of this beautiful, lovely smile of his. Yeah, obviously all of the orcs from this era have zero facial expressions. Yeah, but you know, why not give them silly names just to help with the character development. Yeah, and again, two swords. With this one, actually, he would be able to look better than with the other ones. So fairly white. And then the other one, the other side, this one, the one that I was trying to cut, and I didn't manage, so let's just do this and this. Yeah, those swords really do not fit anywhere correctly. Yeah, but we're gonna have one arm going down, one arm being up in the position. And maybe I'm gonna find some sort of a shoulder pad later on. Yeah, but you can see that's one of my big uns. Yeah, now we need to make another one, and I'm just looking. Actually, big un. I'm gonna use this chest plate, and we're gonna use this tasseled legs piece. So this one and this one. And I'm just thinking, you know, goofiness have to continue, so I have actually Devcopter pilot head. Yeah, from the Assault on the Black Ridge. And we're gonna use the Devcopter pilot head in here. Come on. And of course, two sword arms. So one like that. Like, I don't want them, you know, to have widely swinging arms, because it just... Or maybe, you know, two up, you know, one. And then the other side. Where is the other side sword? Oh. Huh. I think that was this side. Yep, let me just glue that back together, which wouldn't be the prettiest one, but they do belong together at the end of the day. Oh, it's gonna be a nightmare. No, it actually fits. It found its groove. Mistakes has been made. Yeah, so this one I don't know that he's surrendering or attacking with both of his arms. Yeah, but he's definitely trying to be as vicious as possible. So that's the second big un for my warband. And now I want to make a shaman. And the shaman gonna be exactly the same war gear, but I want to make him a little bit more mystical. So we're gonna get him this, you know, kind of normal clothing, normal pants. They're gonna fit. Just feels a little bit weird. Maybe this one? No, just doesn't want to fit. I have a feeling that this in here is causing the trouble. Let's see. Yeah, much better. So this one gonna be probably the one with the most conversion work, because I want to have this guy, you know, having his both arms raised like this way, you know, both arms raised, and you know, some sort of a cloak or something. So I'm gonna have to do some green stuffing on him, which, as most of you know, is not my strongest suit. Yeah, so we'll see what I can do about it. So yeah, and those in here gonna be my boys, and of course the troll. Yeah, I'm gonna just assemble them and then introduce them as a characters, and you know, we're gonna go into painting. Well, before that we have to finish our shaman. Yeah, but you know, shaman, we need to figure out how to make him weird, because you know all that the mages in orc society are weird boys. Yeah, so he needs to be weirder than the others. First of all, he's gonna be looking up, which is already not something that orcs really do. Yeah, and then you know, we're gonna have to make those spread arms. So I'm gonna be right back after I have some ideas about that. I think that I have most of the parts prepared for finishing this build. So I have this little bugger, and we're gonna be adding him a spread arms like that, because he's gonna be our shaman. I did actually change his head into one of those, you know, moon caps. Yeah, so I just do this, and as you can see, I did sand down a edge of one of the arms. So I'm just gonna put it like that. Yeah, we're gonna have to fill this gap with the green stuff. And then the other arm, I have this one. We're gonna put it in here. Yeah, he's gonna be pretending to cast something or whatever. Yeah, so it's not a perfect kind of pose, but it is still a weird boy kind of pose. So that's what I'm looking for. And what I want to do, because he is supposed to have two swords and a bow, I'm gonna just put two swords on his back like that, in the cross manner. So he's like, you know, every single character in my, actually, yeah, every single character gonna have the same equipment, although I probably should check if the shaman can have swords. I'll be right back, I just need to check that. Okay, so I'm completely safe with double swords and the bow. Yeah, his only problem is not wearing an armor. Other than that, he is completely fine. So we're just gonna put those 2 swords on his back, just to show how much of a badass he is. And I have no bows at this stage. I will have to look for some, maybe 3D print them or something, but we're gonna first of all finish our boys. So we have this is my shaman, and I decided to actually make a conversion to the boss. Yeah, I was looking through my spare arms and I found this big chopper from Warhammer 40k, and I'm gonna be honest, I just gonna shoehorn it into my fantasy universe, because I just feel that this guy gonna look so much better with this, you know, looking like he's challenging someone. Yeah, so I only did a little bit of conversion. I did remove the power sign. Yeah, all of that in here. We can, all of those cracks, mechanical cracks, we can paint with the green paint, like, you know, Tesseract Glow, to make it look like it is powered by the Wyrdstone. Yeah? So that's at least my excuse for this big chopper. And I just simply love this arm, you know. So I'm gonna have to change the war gear for him. He's gonna have 1 sword and 1 chopper. And I'm still thinking, I found this commando's backpack. I'm thinking, you know, about just putting him a backpack so he can have, you know, like he can carry the Wyrdstone in it and so on. But that's still, you know, in the thinking way. And now we have to figure out, you know, arms for the rest of the boys. I found this little bit different sword. So, as you can see, I have this boy. This is actually 40k head. And that head that I was saying first, that it was from the Devcopter pilot, it was just a normal fantasy head. But I found one from the Devcopter. We have one in here, on this boy. And you know, for the purpose of the models, I can ignore the armor, because otherwise, you know, I would have to basically find one of those. I would have to use my what do you call them, Beastie Boys, yeah, because they are the only ones which do not carry any armor. Well, this guy, for example, do not really have an armor, but in Mordheim you rarely ever use an armor. It's just such a luxury in this environment. Yeah, and it is so overpriced that nobody ever really buys it or pays for it in the game. So we have this sword and maybe the other side. Let's just have one lifted up, because otherwise his face is gonna be completely obstructed. Yeah, so he is one of my henchmen. Just gonna put him back there to dry. And now, actually I have this chopper in here, and I'm gonna use that arm instead of just adding another one with the sword. I'm just gonna get one equipped with another chopper slash what do you call it? Chopper slash sword, because I want some variety. You know, I would love to use that whip here from the Grot Herder or whatever they call them. Yeah, but it just there is no rule for that for the Mordheim. Yeah, I can use halberds because I do have them. Yeah, well, I have spears, but I could technically use a halberd. So let me just see. Oh, this is actually gonna fit much better on this model. And why I look at the 2 swords, because 2 swords give you much more flexibility in Mordheim. It allows you to parry, it allows you to do much more than a single weapon. So if you ever play Mordheim, it's always better to have 2 weapons than 1. Yeah. So next one, we're just gonna change the position of the arms around. And you know, those guys are really never finished, because you build them, you paint them, and then something happened during the game, yeah, or you buy a new piece of equipment and you have to figure out, like I like to have this, you know, pretty much whatever you see on the model is what you have in the game. Yeah, so if he's carrying a rope, I would try to model a piece of a rope on him. Yeah. So there we go. I love this brutish look. Yeah, they are not like the Uruks, but because I would love to get some Uruks, but maybe at some stage, you know, I'm just gonna build a Black Orcs Warband. Now, let's try this. If this axe gonna fit on this one, nope, that axe doesn't fit on anything. See, that's the thing with those swords, they are all so close to the body, it's hard to actually make it reasonable. So we're gonna have this one in here, put it a little bit back so I actually have that face exposed. And do I even have any more spare arms for that? Oh, that's the one that I used for the big boss earlier, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of a cleanup. If I can open this pose a little bit, like, let's try to do that. I just gonna have to probably fill it up a little bit with a green stuff, but just the pose is start looking ridiculously tight. So let's try doing this way. Yeah, that makes him look better. We're gonna call him Smiley or something like that. And I still have 4 of them to build. So yeah, I have this arm from my commando set. It actually is with an axe, so we're gonna use this one on the guy with this, and yeah, this is looking so much better than just the old classic ones. But you know, I don't have that many commandos. I only got 1 set from the Kill Team starter box, where I bought the one with the Orc Kill Team and Krieg Kill Team. And Krieg is a lovely set, so yeah, that arm just makes him look menacing. I love it. And then we're gonna put an arm that probably doesn't really fit him at all on the other side. Is that all the same side? Yep. Oh, let's just see if we can find out something. Maybe I'm gonna just use a spear arm on one. No, because axe and spear do not work with each other. This looks like a commando arm. I'm gonna be back after I find the rest of the arms. It took me some time, but I think that I found enough sword arms to actually fill up this warband. Sword or axe. I really don't want to go into spears, because then I will go into shields, and I don't want that. I prefer the abilities of axes and swords. So what I did in here, I just sanded the arm a little bit, so you can see that pit there. We're gonna have to fill it up with the green stuff, but the guy have much wider stance. In my opinion, you know, for the classic orc, it looks very well. And we have still 3 guys to go. So let me see if we have like double axed maybe. No, nope. And nope. All of the axes go on the same arm. That's a pity, but you know, there's really not much that we can do about it. So I have in here this Grot Herder arm. I'm just gonna remove all of the little pieces of the grot stick, or whatever they call it, shock stick. Yeah, I don't need that. And then a little bit of a cleanup of his knuckles. You should probably use a sharper blade because this one got really dulled down. We're just gonna actually do this. You're gonna have this arm like that, and I have in here like a spare chopper. Now you're just gonna put that chopper in here, but he's trying to grab it. You're gonna make it more interesting, you know, just not everyone holding their weapons in their arms. So like that. And then we have to position that chopper arm in here. As well, it have nice little detail in here of some sort of a tooth or a you know, horn as a trophy. And the other side, with this wild top, you know, that wild hair, it's kind of weird to work with this mini. Maybe an axe. It is a 40k axe, but you know, for me it actually works in the fantasy setting as well. So yep, let's put that in here. So there we go. Next of my boys, 2 to go. And I would love to finish them. Yep. This is gonna have a raised one. You know, as they are henchmen, you cannot really build them too much, you know, out of whack, because they should be in the same kind of gear out setup. So if you change the setup too much, it doesn't really work that well. And we're gonna do the same with this one. We're gonna just stick the sword in here, and I'm gonna empty that arm. So I just stick that sword first. It's not gonna be the best position for it. There we go. And I'm just gonna clip off the spear, because I'm running out of sword arms. And with those guys, I'm gonna paint them without bows, and once I have bows, I'm just gonna add them to the models, and then obviously I'm just gonna make a little bit of a review video to show you. Oh, that was perfect. Just, you know, no flaws in that at all. I think that it's just not gonna work there. I'm gonna probably have to put it on his back. You can see there is still a bore on this. I didn't clean it up. Not a bore, a plastic bits, yeah. But once it is dry, I'm gonna clean it up. And just one more to go. And that's the same side of the arms. All of this go on the same hand. So I would just put one over here. Oh my god, this is so ridiculously bad. I'll just try doing this. So I just grab it, put the angle how I want it roughly, and hope for the best. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that arm now have some, you know, some space to actually move around, and it's not going to be nightmarish to paint. Alright, and the arm number 2. Do I have any other of those arms? I'm just probably gonna use that pistol arm from 40k. Let me see. gonna have to do the same trick. So just... Okay, so I have no clue at what point my video cut out. I'm assuming it was just like 2 minutes ago, because that was 10 o'clock and it switched to, you know, energy saving mode. So, this video gonna be a two-parter. First part is building, which I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna only do the green stuffing, you know, so it's gonna be filling the gaps. And nobody really wants to watch me filling the gaps with green stuff. So we have this little boy, which is gonna be our ogre. Yeah, I don't have a better ogre. Then we're gonna have a couple of gobos. Yeah, so we have gobos archers, 4 of them, and gobos spearmen, 4 of them. Yeah, not the most exciting minis to paint or convert. Then we have our big boss. Yeah, with a chopper and a sword. We have our shaman with double swords. And of course in here filling up those gaps gonna be a nightmare. Then we have our big Un, number 1. Yeah. And I'm just wondering which one I think that I actually gonna make this guy into big Un number 2. Yeah. I was thinking about the other one, but I decided that this one looks a little bit better as big Un number 2. And then we have our lovely little boys. So boy number 1, boy number 2, boy number 3, and boy number 4, number 5, 6, and 7. We're gonna call them a dirty 7 or whatever else like that, yeah, just to have some sort of funny reference to them. Yeah, so that's it for today, and tomorrow we will be putting the paint on those. And that's 20 minis, so technically 20 projects. Little bit cheaty, but you know, I can get away with that because this is my rules. But yeah, if you like this video, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends and family and whoever was to watch it. And everybody have a great day. Take care. Bye.